reminder that everyone lives at their own pace, and there's no timeline for when you're supposed to have everything figured out. There's no reason to put it all together in a certain kind of way. And even though I kind of look like a mess right now, it's okay. Like, we're all working towards goals and we're all dreaming, and there's no specific answer for how things are supposed to work out. I'm talking about this especially with two areas of my life that are very much, I guess three areas of my life that are very much in turbulence, turmoil. One is finances, very much in turmoil. They're all right now for the most part, but in a few months things are going to be very different. Then the other one is the having a job. So right now I'm a student and I'm not graduated yet, and I need to be applying to much more jobs than I am. But it's also really important to remember that it's not going to fall apart if I don't touch it tonight. And if I don't get that job tonight, it wasn't meant for me, And another reminder, or another thing that's very much unsettled is, having or not having a boyfriend. So I'm working towards some of these things and working on them, but they're very much unsettled at the moment, which is just a stressful season to be in. Fortunately for me, the last time I was in a turbulent season of wanting to date someone and looking into it, it was very, very short. Honestly, like a week. It was very, very short. But now I'm facing a much longer season of knowing more of what I want and not just settling for, not that the first relationship was, I just got really lucky. But at the same time now, I'm not settling for anything less than what I want and what I'm going for. So anyway, all that to say, it's okay if it doesn't happen tonight. And it's okay if it doesn't happen this week. And it's okay if it doesn't happen this month. You're going to be okay, and just take things at your own pace. It's okay to be slow. It's okay to slow down. And it's okay if that person that you're interested in just isn't interested in you back. It happens. So life is all about the ups and downs and being able to find peace in the midst of it, not when everything's perfect. I think it's really easy for us to think of some idealized future where everything will be exactly as we want it to be. And in the idealized future, maybe we'll be the person that we wanted to be all along. But the truth of the matter is, we'll never reach stasis. And that's a positive thing. That's a good thing. Stasis, as in complete peace and that complete freedom and ability to pursue our dreams, will never truly happen in this life. And that's okay. It's okay to embrace that ambiguity, embrace the unknowns, and find a way to, it's dumb to say it, but find a way to surf the wave, Okay, I said it. That was really, really cheesy, and I'm going to leave it there. But it's true. There's never going to be a perfect life. It's only the life you have, and embrace it. Take it for everything you can. Anyway, that's it for me for now. Catch you guys later. It is evening time, probably 7:49 to be exact. I'm gonna do some more ideation sketching. We're working on some added projects into our portfolio, so I decided to go with a redesign of my flosser. I'm gonna have to be putting together a lot more ideas. We have like a check-in on it due tomorrow, so I'm gonna try and get some just quick ideation sketching done tonight. I haven't done sketching in a while, so we'll see. It's hard for me once I start to stop, because I start thinking through everything, and it's been a while since I've sketched in general, so I'm gonna have to be warming up for a bit first. It's almost 8 p.m. Part of me is like, what's the point? You have to get up tomorrow and start it all over anyway. Which is bad. It's a bad mindset to have, because something's better than nothing. And even though today was a marathon day and tomorrow's gonna be again another one, this is how the semester's gonna go, honestly. Yeah, I feel like I'm forgetting something, which is kind of concerning, but I think I'll be okay. I think I'll be able to figure it out before tomorrow night. I feel like there's some kind of event happening tomorrow that I forgot, but Anyway, that doesn't really matter. Today was a pretty good day in class. We had a pretty slow morning. We watched each other's peer review, we watched the presentations, and not gonna lie, mine was rough. I feel like I'm already forgetting a lot just because I've been so exhausted that like this weekend I got like no design work done, which is fine. I'm telling myself it's fine, so it's fine. But yeah, so this has pretty much just been a fairly slow day. Yeah, met with our group, talked about stuff, realized how much I've kind of been spreading myself too thin, and I really need to hone it in a lot. And another thing, what else? Yeah, that's the biggest thing, is just realizing how much I'm spreading myself thin. These vlogs are really, really helpful for me talking through it. So I really appreciate it a lot. That's what I'm gonna say. But yeah, it's just been a lot of work. So yeah, this morning was that, and then I met with Sierra, which was really cool. She has her own vlogs, which is awesome. And we got to talk about sustainability and design, and some businessy sides of stuff, which was super cool. Getting to hear someone else's perspective and her life experience was just really encouraging. I think to see someone else going in a similar direction as you, it makes you feel like you've got a fellow traveler on the road, and it's a long road, so we need fellow travelers. We really do. No one's going to make it on their own, so we need each other. That was really encouraging, being able to talk with her. We talked for probably a good hour, just, throwing out some stuff with her experiences with design stuff, and just, building that friendship. Which, this is actually our first time really talking, so not really, it's more like acquaintances now. We'll probably talk some other time in the future, which is awesome. So after that, just went to class, and then we had a kind of a group meeting thing for a new small group they're starting up, so that was awesome. I keep saying awesome. It was so awesome. It was cool being able to hear some other people's life stories and stuff. And getting to hang with some of the girls at the ICC. Sorry, I'm jerking in on a lot. So yeah, that was pretty much the evening. 7 p.m. We kind of finished that up. So I've been home doing random stuff since then. I think this is the thing. When I get tired, I get really procrastinating, and it's I need to intentionally rest, or I need to intentionally work, because this feeling guilty about resting thing is kind of killing me. So I'll probably do a little ideation sketching, but honestly, I'm kind of brain dead, and I should definitely be sleeping, so we'll see. Yeah, so I'm gonna plan to go to bed a little early tonight. I know I'm lame, but I also get up stupid early, and I had a really hard time waking up this morning, and sleeping just wasn't great this morning, so hopefully going to bed a little earlier tonight will help with that. But yeah, that's the plan at least, so we will see. I've been reading a lot lately, and I think that's part of the loss. I think I'm losing a little bit of my ability to clear my head, because I'm putting so much more information in it. Not to brag, but I'm very smart because I read a lot. I'm just kidding. It's not always smart, because I'm taking in much more than I can process sometimes. So anyway, I'm gonna do some quick sketching and thinking through things. Now that I'm talking about it, I'd really rather sketch on paper, because it's been a while since I've sketched on my computer, and I don't want to be on a screen right now. That's the gist of it. So, because if I'm on a computer, then I will start opening more tabs, and I will be distracted. So sometimes the old-fashioned way is the way to go. Thanks for letting me ramble through this. I'll catch you guys later. I'm still processing today's lectures. I don't know what to think about them yet. We had one this morning on time management, which was really, really helpful. Mostly on trying to figure out how to set good boundaries with your work, so that it doesn't just take over your whole life and you're not able to spend your time doing what matters to you. And to intentionally spend more time doing what matters in the long run. So that's really, really encouraging, just being able to see that. So I actually got myself a wristwatch today to try to be able to keep a little bit better track on time without having to check my phone or look at a screen to try and find that out. So hopefully that is helpful. But guys, this afternoon it was like, it's like all marketing and entrepreneurship, which is cool. It's fine. The word entrepreneur can have a lot of different connotations, and a lot of different feelings come up for me when I hear that word. I want to be as excited about its existence as all the other people in the world seem to be, but for me it's definitely kind of a mixed bag. I think some people that take that name, not that they shouldn't, but you can be a lot of different things and still be considered an entrepreneur, I guess. And there's some people who just genuinely have something that's really good that they want to share with the world, and there's some people that just want to make money. So I guess that's the difference for me between, like, something that I'm excited about would be, actually contributing something of value. Not that, people pay for things that have value, but, like, you're not just sneaking people things that they think that they need. Like, if you're not actually innovating and not actually driving anything new, like, all you're really doing is just finding another way to make money. And I respect it. Like, power to you. Like, especially if you can compete with the really, really big guys, like, go for it. I just don't know, like, I'm thinking about it lately of, like, there's a set amount of money that exists in the world, and that there's some that is never going to reach people that need it the most, and it's not to say that, like, just throwing money at things is going to solve the problem. I think it's really the opposite. A lot of times we act like if people become super wealthy, they're able to actually make a big difference in the world, which is in some ways true, somewhat concerningly, somewhat true. They have a lot more leverage, which, money, notoriety, power, social influence. You're going to have a lot more leverage to make whatever decision you want to make. You're going to be able to multiply that. So if you're a good person, you're going to make a really, really positive impact. If you're a bad person, you're going to have a really, really negative impact. I say bad person and good person pretty liberally here. I just mean someone with, pretty high ethical standards versus someone who will cut corners to get what they want, or, yeah, you understand what I mean. Things that hurt other people will be multiplied with someone that has leverage too. So we act like giving someone with, so it's like the only way for you to make a big positive difference is for you to have a big influence and to have a huge thing. So don't even, like, why start now? Why start trying to make a better world now? And I find that a little bit concerning. Like, why is numbers the only thing that matters? I have spent a little time on the internet, obviously, but I ended up on, like, they call it effective altruism, and I think it's really interesting. And I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with it, but it gives this feeling that, like, those small differences don't matter. And it's only by making a huge difference that you can actually help the world. And it's like, yes, but no. Like, yes, but also no. There's good that can be done, obviously, if you are able to maximize your time and you're able to maximize your money in a way that's smart. But it's also like, okay, let's not pretend that, like, it ends up being a race of numbers, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It ends up being like, who has the highest number of people that they're able to help in the world. Like, it's weird the way that people track it now, which is like, okay, of all the things to be annoyed with people for tracking, like, yes, track your good deeds if you want to. Number them, pay attention to them, because when you do, there's more of it. Rewarding that definitely, I think, is better for society than not, but it just, like, it comes into, like, question of motivation, and it comes into question of, like, where do you gain the value from? Is it from helping people? Is it from being the person that's helping people, So obviously there's a lot of questions with that, like, yeah, I don't love it, but I think that carries over into, like, making money and stuff, because it's like, it almost feels like you have to be able to save the whole world when you have all this money, but it's like, how did you get that money to begin with? Like, that's a question for me of, like, why are we doing the after solutions to a problem that you caused through the process of you making the money. I don't know. I have an issue with that. But I'm not trying to pretend that like it's always wrong to make money, or it's always wrong to, do what it takes to make it through for yourself. I just don't want to marry the idea that you have to like make all that money to be positive, or we sugarcoat the fact that they make the money in an unethical way because they're using it for ethical things. Like they talked today about how, Bill Gates and all those people are able to donate so much money, and I'm like, yeah, because they, exploited everyone to get there. Like, I don't know. It's just like really, I don't know. I don't want to glamorize people that are human, and I don't want to glamorize people that are those things, but I also don't want to pretend like having that money would make me happier. I don't want to pretend that having that sphere of influence would make me happier. And of course there's some levels of like, okay, if I want to be, free from financial burdens and free from poverty, that would be dope. But I also don't want to pretend that having that much money would be somehow better, because I don't think there's better than contentment. I don't think there's better than having what you need. There is nothing better. And trying to pretend like having more will satisfy you isn't going to satisfy you. Like, that's not going to make you happier than what you are right now. And for me, contentment is the goal. Satisfaction. If I can be satisfied with less in as far as physical means, and keep my standards high for myself and keep pushing the next level, because I am very much like I love challenges and I love facing them, but when you face a challenge for the wrong reasons, your motivations get skewed. And I don't want to be motivated by money, and I don't want to be motivated by influence or power, because that's not really what makes you happy in the long run. And all you really need is enough, right? Like, you don't need everything, you just need enough. And if you're able to help other people reach enough, then like that's even better, because having enough, that is the goal. And what determines what that is, it's hard to say, but if you're able to meet your needs and not feel stressed about the future, I mean, you will be in some ways anyway, but not feel like overwhelming, like, well, I have no idea what's going on in the world. And then part of that's budgeting well, but part of that's having a reasonably paying job and rest time to give yourself proper perspective. I think that's what people lack a lot of the time. We're stuck in survival mode and we're lacking perspective to see that we're okay, to see that we have enough and that we're immensely, immensely blessed. And I'm telling myself too, but, anyway, that's it for me for now. I'm still processing in class today because that was a lot of I don't know if I agree with it. I don't think that money doesn't solve anything, and love of money is the beginning of evil. If we start to put that first, we've definitely lost sight of the gospel. We've lost sight of the Bible's truth of saying that you cannot love both God and money. But anyway, I'll catch you guys later. So we had our first girl night in a long time the other night. That's what that video was. We were watching my new favorite show, Maid, and I got them to watch it, and they're hooked. We watched 3 episodes in one sitting. It was great. Very much needed girl time, but the past couple days have been snow days, so I did record a podcast the other day, but I've been mostly focused on just reading as well as getting ready for this season of my life. So I've got this new journal on, what day was that? Tuesday, maybe? Walked over to Walmart, grabbed it. I've been filling it with some of the big principles of what my life's about and what I'm passionate about and living intentionally, writing out my rule of life, if you will, as they call it in a book that I read last semester called Emotionally Healthy Spirituality. Would recommend that. Really good read. But yeah, I've spent the last couple days just trying to outline what that looks like for me in a practical way. I'm obviously still recording these, but it is that weekly rhythm, so how can I influence my life to look more like the way I want it to? Not just in what I'm doing, but how I'm feeling about myself, the words that I'm thinking about myself, the mindset that I have towards these things that I'm doing. I'm not going to try and pretend like there's one ideal answer either. The ideal answer is the one that works for me, and the one that works for me is the one that I'm going to experiment the crap out of. I already have a pretty good life as far as like where I'm at with my habits. I've got a lot of practices I think that help serve me, but I've become kind of dragged along by them more than actively participating in them lately. So that's why I started. You can kind of see it in the background. I went a little ham on sticky notes. I bought them same day I bought this journal. So just slowly making a little bit of progress and envisioning what I want the everyday to look like for me this season of my life. I still have to get down to the nitty gritty of what I want my capstone project to be and how I want that to go. So sorry for like the crazy hair and terrible lighting. It's like 10:30 at night. I just thought I'd record something to kind of update where things are at. So again, whiteboard's a little bit of a mess, but the notebook is coming in pretty clutch. I'm so extra. I did this last year. I made this basically a book outlining my mindset about finances, time, and like time with friends, and how I want to do my exercise and stuff. I'm so proud of myself for doing that. I learned so much about what strength training is, and what muscles do, and how hypertrophy works, and all those things. I wrote like an entire page or two on that. But the book itself is mostly pictures. I'm going to be honest, it was just trying to figure out InDesign for the first time. But it really helped me to make a much better portfolio when it came down to it. I still have so much to learn on it, but I am really proud of myself for spending so much time. I spent probably an entire weekend writing it the first time, and I've kind of been revisiting it and adding more to it. I briefly summarized the book Emotionally Healthy Spirituality in there, to give myself kind of some backdrop to be like, all right, this is in the background, this is what I believe about myself, this is what I believe about having a healthy life, because I'm not going to ignore other aspects of it. If I want to get really, really far in life and progress, I have to be grounded in what I personally believe, not just in like the right answers or what's been scientifically proven, because it's healthy to have a good outlook on the long term, and for me that includes some healthy spirituality. So it's from a Christian point of view and everything, so that's where I really, really, really enjoyed that book. It was super helpful for processing my emotions in a healthy way. But yeah, that's where that's at. I can show you guys this crazy whiteboard, but it's gonna be really quick. Okay, so it's been a work in progress for a while now. As you can see, I've kind of written out some basics on what the week looks like. Those are mostly just the new things that I'm adding. I did have a lot more of the sticky notes on the whiteboard, so right now they're kind of all around it. But basically we have the daily stuff that's going on, the weekly rhythms that happen, and then the quarterly rhythms or yearly rhythms as well. I also wrote out a really quick daily habits that I'm working on building. But all this stuff down here is more the mindset, so things I want to tell myself, like have a high do-say ratio, so when I say I do something, I'm going to actually do it. Being content with less, efficiency, being working to bring forth fruit, and not really forcing myself to work past a point that's making sense. So these are all just general ideas on what's important to me, and then some of these are stuff that was on the board and then I took them off. So that's just kind of where that's at right now. I'm still in the middle of it. Obviously it's not completely done, but it's kind of late at night and I should be asleep by now, but it's okay. It's gonna be a big day tomorrow. I'm actually going on going on a date, and then I have some school stuff, and there's like a volleyball event, so It's going to be a full day, but a really good one, so I'm excited about that. You can kind of see me. I'm giving you a thumbs up in the reflection, but catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. So it is around 2 p.m. I just went on a date for the first time in a while. It's been almost about 6 months since me and my ex broke up, so it's kind of a big deal. First date in a while. And I'm now going to a volleyball event dressed in turtleneck and jeans. So really good. Also, I haven't been on Cedarville's campus since last semester, and that was the first time in probably a year. So I feel really weird. We're at Cedarville's main campus playing volleyball with some of my fellow classmates here at the ICC. I feel really awkward. I could not navigate this because I've only ever walked here. I've only ever walked around this campus, and I had to drive, and I almost drove onto the sidewalk because I'm so used to just walking there. So anyway, I just drove here from that date, so it's been a good morning. We went to a coffee shop, we went to an art museum, and we went out for lunch. So a really good day so far. We'll see how that goes. I'm not really sure yet. It's a little soon to say, but it's good to put myself out there, good to have some cool experiences. So that's how today's going. Pretty weird. I've spent the last few days just planning things out, so it's cool like getting to go out there and experience life, but I'm a few minutes late to volleyball, so I'm gonna head in there now.